Okay, first I need to get this out of the way. This is an age-restricted video, and here's my contact stuff. So we're going to talk about the pyramid mentioned in the Bible. So I'm going to use these Egyptian artifacts as a backdrop here. Everybody says, well, if the Bible's accurate, why doesn't it mention the pyramids of Egypt? They're the greatest things, the only lasting original wonders of the world. Well, the term pyramid means fire, pyros, fire. And much like they ask about, dinosaurs aren't mentioned in the Word of God. They're called dragons and monsters back then. But originally it was called something else. Originally I believe the pyramids were built by a group called the Shepherd Kings. And there is a mention of it in Isaiah 19:20. And on that day, there shall be an altar built unto the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt. So let's talk about where the pyramids are built. So there was generally two separate kingdoms in Egypt, and sometimes they were united, and it was called a united kingdom, as it were, when they would unite the upper and the lower kingdoms. And they had three different crowns. So the one crown was for the lower kingdom, one for the upper, and if you combined it together, it would be the combined kingdoms. Now, the traditional division point, and here's the one. So that would be one of the kingdoms, and the other one, if it had the conical shape, and if it was together, it would be the combined kingdom. I'm going to try to find one with a combined kingdom. I don't see one right here. But anyway, that's the one, the Pharaoh of one kingdom. So where would it be? The division point between the upper and lower kingdoms was the cataracts, and right at the cataracts were the pyramids, right there. So what would be at the border yet at the midst thereof? That would be the Great Pyramids. Somewhat controversial, but not really. Originally, the casing stones that covered the pyramids were made out of Turla limestone. There's hardly any left. The Muslims, as they're wont to do, tore it all down and used it to build the mosque in Cairo. That's why Cairo is called the City of Light. The limestone is still, you can still see where it's being used a lot. Petrie, who did most of the measurements on the pyramid, the sand had covered up quite a bit of the first two layers of the Turla limestone on two sides and one corner. So that's where you get all the measurements for the pyramid, on the casing stones, not the steps, the raw steps like you see now. The pyramid in its glory days would have been a giant sundial because it's orientated to true north. It's mistakenly been credit given to Khufu, but it's pretty much been discredited. The only other marks in there are some scoring that points to the to the Draconis star cluster. Anyway, check it out. Isaiah 19. Thank you.